Hans, Bobby, I'm your white knight.
Want to get your hands on some sports cards?
Hell yes!
You're in the right place.
Good morning.
Is everybody ready?
Welcome to the weekly Target Watch on SCHULTZY'S Card Pull.
What is up, sports fans? I think I need to add to that intro. Hell yes. Well, now they're everywhere. Oh my God, what is going on? Good to see everybody. It is quite the full morning of topics here on SCHULTZY'S Card Pulls. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all hopping in, hoping to find some sports cards, but I'm not sure we're going to have to look too hard. Going to have to look very, very hard at all this morning on Target.com and beyond. All kinds of stuff already online available. We're waiting for, goodness, we've got some Topps Chrome 2022 Update Series Mega Boxes that already went for pre-order this last Saturday, like Saturday or Sunday early morning at 2 a.m. So I'm assuming if we don't see those come up for pre-order again, then like they say, they'll be available next week, December 14th. Is that going to be a restock day? I'm not sure. That's an actual like release day, I believe, for Chrome Update, but we can get into that and talk about all kinds of other stuff in the hobby, as well as the drama that's been going on with the PPP loans and some bigger names in the hobby. Not just one, but multiple. You know, we're seeing a lot of these videos, and I commend Sports Card Radio for coming out and trying to put a little bit of a light and a little bit of, I don't know, effort into making some big stories out there about possible seedy activity. I mean, alleged and possible. I'm not going to say it's all just happening, but possible and alleged seedy activity in the hobby. So good to see that. We can get into that. So we've got Chrome Update. We've got this whole PPP loan drama. Are there going to be sports cards this morning on Target.com? We're 11 minutes into the hot zone, but I'm not thinking that we're going to see sports cards this morning. Sorry, guys, trying to get this down into the right spot. I apologize, getting the angle correct. What's up? Brad Selden says, Schultzy in the house. Good morning. Let's go through really quickly before we continue breaking down all the topics and say hey to people in the chat. Mansa Chill, Steve Piero, Tyler Young, Alessandra 21, Mike Corbett, Walt Jones, Cool by Default, Brad Selden Esquire, who's your polls? 5 Aces 88. Got Chris C. We got Brian Lawhorn. Daniel Cook says he's just here for the weird music. Hey, appreciate you. I got a weird face to add to that too, so stick around for the weird, man. I think you'll enjoy that very, very much. Hard and Hustle Collecting, what's going on? Says if any of you use bots, then screw you. That's definitely a sentiment that I can agree with. All right, appreciate y'all. And I think I said Tyler already. Breaking Glad. Back-to-back Pat. What's going on? Sal773, June Sampson, 101 Christine, all y'all's in the house. But anyway, so we got those topics, of course, along with Chrome Update going down for pre-order last weekend on Target.com, and the PPP loan drama and the hobby. Jimmy G possibly back for the playoffs. Is this going to make a difference in Jimmy Garoppolo? He was injured, broke his left foot, second quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers to go down this year. Wow. Brock Purdy coming in looking purdy. Not going to lie, that was a decent one, 33-17 over Miami. Can they sustain that to the second round of the playoffs? If they get a bye, get to the divisional round, they could possibly have Jimmy Garoppolo back because he avoided a Liz Frank injury in his broken left foot. But is that going to make a difference for San Francisco? Do you think that they're going to go back to Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance next year? A couple of different topics that we can talk about there. And of course, that affects the collectability of Trey Lance. And who knows? Maybe some guys that were rookies back before 2020 and 2021 getting some play again. Maybe they'll get a little bit of value added back to their name in the hobby, but we can also talk about values in the hobby too, and kind of the problem with that, and how 2020 really inflated the overall values of guys in general, even base cards. Super obviously, now that we see overprinted, they were selling at one point. I mean, you could get $50 for your Lou Bob. Yeah, remember those days? You could get $50 for your Luis Robert Topps Chrome rookie card bases. Pull those out of Chrome 2020, you could get a 40 or 50 spot for like a month and a half or two in the year of 2020. It has changed. So we can talk about that kind of along with the direction of sports cards. And I got to tell you guys, I've been talking, there's some big things coming up here on the channel. I've been talking with a couple of the major movers in the hobby. I really can't reveal much yet. I'm not going to. We've been having some discussions, very, very awesome discussions about joining forces, and that is most likely going to be happening here soon. I will announce that here soon on the channel, let y'all know what's happening. But I got to tell you guys, if y'all found out some of the stuff that I have found out in the last couple of weeks about the hobby, you would be disgusted. And let me just say that some of your fears out there are legitimate. And if I could reveal more stuff with receipts, because that's the thing, I don't have hands to God proof of any of this, for one, so this is alleged. But the things that I've learned from people that have no reason to lie to me, oops, sorry, I turned off my light there. Hey, what's going on? Got really bright for a second there. I just unplugged my good old overhead light, but it is back. But yeah, if you heard some of the things that I have learned, oh my goodness, specifically one thing I'm thinking of. If you learned that, oh my God, this hobby would explode. If I could be the one to reveal it with some actual proof and with some actual investigating, I would love to do it, but I encourage people to, just get out there and keep trying to dig for the story. If you are like Sports Card Radio, we need those guys out there. And for people to just accuse anybody trying to talk about the possible negativity of the hobby, trying to accuse them of just drama, or trying to accuse people just for asking questions, pointing a light on that stuff, for bringing negativity to the hobby, that's crap. That's total bullshit. All right. That's not bringing any negativity to the hobby. What it's doing is trying to encourage conversation about possible negativity in the hobby. That's what's going on. So, by the way, there are really no sports card anything coming off the monitors as of yet. I do watch the ceaseless Discord monitors, but like I said, guys, after the Chrome 2022 update series pre-stock or pre-sale, not necessarily going to come into stock. Maybe today, but like it says, December 14th is most likely the day. We can show that here on the Target tracker for y'all. Show you what's on Target.com right now. So we see Chrome update, that pre-order. If you missed it this weekend, I think people are going to be interested in grabbing that Chrome update mega. It has been a retail exclusive years past. It will not be a retail exclusive this year. Shocking. Print runs definitely increasing, and we see that now, not only with sports cards sitting on the shelves in your stores, but sitting on the local pretty much pharmacy shelves. Any kind of store that you thought that you could find sports cards in before but were having trouble, you can find it there, guaranteed now. They've got a ton of it. And then, of course, you're seeing it sitting online as well. I love it. Troy Spartan says, Schultzy trying to turn into Sports Card Radio. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to turn into Sports Card Radio. I've always been talking about the hobby and the drama. If y'all go back and you see all of the topics that I talk about in the middle of restocks, it's essentially what I'm talking about now. Talking about sports, talking about the hobby, talking about the direction of stuff. So it's kind of funny now that Sports Card Radio is like doing stuff and pointing a light out on some bad stuff anytime that like anybody else does that. Oh, they're trying to be like Sports Card Radio. Like, there have been people trying to talk about what's been going on in the hobby for months. So I don't know. And it's not necessarily that the channel direction is going to be going like what a Sports Card Radio does. I will still be opening products on the channel. I will still be doing retail reviews, hobby reviews, all kinds of good stuff there. So no, that's absolutely not just the direction that the channel's going either. Think update goes live today, says Matt Chapman. I don't think so. It says right here, coming December 14th. Pre-orders have sold out. I would say if we do have a shot at anything today, it would be mega boxes from Select, if there is going to be a restock. But who the hell knows at this point from Target.com? They skipped the week after Thanksgiving. And I don't think we really have much left, you guys. I will say what I can reveal is this show is obviously not going to be a restock-based show going forward. That's for dang sure. And I think you guys are going to be right about that. Thinking that, Schultzy's not going to be doing restock streams anymore. I mean, there really aren't going to be any restocks to talk about. So what am I going to do? I've got to talk about sports, hobby stuff, come up with other ways to keep y'all entertained. And thankfully, most of y'all have said that you enjoy hearing about sports and hearing about the hobby in between as we waited for sports cards in the mornings and got that score from Target.com every week, and now every couple of weeks that it's been in the last few months or so. But thankfully, enough of you have said that to me that, hey, I'm going to talk those topics continuing to go forward. We're going to have some fun trying to figure out where the direction of the hobby's going, and along with what I'm going to be doing going forward, hopefully can be one of the positive peeps, one of the guys out there. Ethics need to be in this hobby, and just good people, more good people. I'm no perfect person, okay? But I do have a moral compass. I've never been caught doing anything of note other than speeding in my life. I mean, you can go, I don't have a criminal record. You can go look me up. I'm only 33 years old. Literally the worst things that you could find about me on the internet are probably really crappy pictures of me being taken for like local articles when I tried out for American Idol. I mean, there's some embarrassing stuff out there, but I do think that going forward, it's going to be important to not have just one voice on different topics around the hobby. But I've always, the plan here for my channel is always to be on the forefront of hobby news and trying to cover sports and cards together. And hey, sounds like we're getting to that point, and it sounds like we're really going to start seeing different companies putting money into people that are doing that. What have I been saying this whole time? That eventually, maybe not this year in 2022 going into 2023, but around 2025, I bet you there's going to be rumblings. I bet you there's going to be talks of a very, very similar network, a sports card-centric network to what VENMO has going on right now, where it's all sports betting, where you got sports betting 24/7, all shows talking about sports betting all the time. Why not have a network dedicated to sports cards doing the same exact thing? And what that will do to the sports card market, everybody is wondering, oh my God, we're in so much trouble right now. Singles prices are down. Oh my God, we're never going to get back to the point that we were in 2020. Well, I promise you guys, guess what? That's never happening again. That was something special. Hoosier absolutely making the point earlier, and a very valid one, that, 2020 was a special one. That's probably never going to happen again, but it's something that we are always going to remember, right? And yeah, those prices, something to lean on. It's going to be a very, very fun memory to talk about. However, those prices can be helped, and we can continue to have an ecosystem of sports cards, and we can continue to support that and stoke that by educating the market a little bit more. Maybe we can get more people to put value into pitchers, into some defensive guys. Not all, but maybe one or two guys a year. If we can encourage with daily coverage of what's going on in these leagues to maybe condition people to react in a little bit more of a natural way, as opposed to just putting a price attached to some dude that they like that's already got a Super Bowl or two or a championship or two attached to it. That's going to be a big deal. And if there's a network leading coverage of that, like a VENMO, doing sports card coverage, intertwining that with sports, looking like at ESPN every day, that I guarantee you there's going to be one of those. And I guarantee you that we're going to see, hopefully, a media company take that mantle up and partner with the right people to get that done. But I do see positive things in the sports card hobby in the future. I don't think breakers are going away. I know Fanatics has been doing a lot with different companies that employ breakers, or at least not just different companies that employ breakers, but different entities that distribute to breakers as well, and essentially trying to eliminate one of the steps to getting cards, which is some of those distributors out there. But they are taking up hobby shops. They are taking up groups that do break online, and we are seeing, like I said, that elimination happening. Will we see prices go down any more than they have because of that? I don't know. We've seen prices drop pretty drastically. So that's kind of all contained in the direction of sports cards, and we can continue to yak on that. But then also a couple things I said, didn't really have room on the screen there, but Deion Sanders to Colorado, big news there. Prime going to the Pac-12, baby. Going to be making $5 million a year to coach the Colorado Buffaloes. Pretty awesome move, I think, for the Pac-12. Colorado going from the least interesting team to the most interesting team in the conference in the span of a week. And we'll see if Prime can coach it up, turn that program into something special like it used to be in the late 90s, early 2000s. We can get more into that. Also, one topic to hit on quickly. Aaron Judge has not signed anywhere yet. Aaron Judge, still a free agent. Seeing some guys go off the board yesterday, none of them being Aaron Judge. Cody Bellinger, outfielder, going to the Cubs for 1 year, $17.5 million. And then Mitch Haniger, former Mariner. Love you, Mitch. Love you, Mitch. He's gone. I wonder if RGL's hurting about that this morning. I know RGL has been investing into Hanny like a mofo, and as he should, dude. Everybody picks a player that they like and they get into him. And I don't think RGL's going to back off of Haniger now that he's not a Mariner. I think he's just going to be sad. But I do wonder how RGL is feeling about that this morning. I saw that news yesterday. I thought of RGL, 3 years, $43.5 million going to the San Francisco Giants. So Mitch Haniger, a former Mariner at this point. Oh, cool by default. Oh my goodness, dude. A $20 super chat from Cool by Default, just being generous as hell this morning, man. You just straight giving me the goosebumps, brother. Hey, my name is Mr. G. I would like to thank all of you for your contributions. I've had a great time vacationing and buying cards with taxpayers' money. The PP loans were an incredible boost to my life. Cool by Default, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, we can talk about this PPP loan drama. We can really get more into that along with all the stuff going on in the hobby. But, these PPP loans, along with the stimulus money, guys, they kind of prop the economy up artificially, huh? And not just our regular economy, but our sports card economy. Popcorn Culture says, whoa, bro, you were riding the fine line of pumping and dumping. I don't want my collection and slabs and singles and slabs to go through many more peaks and valleys because of hype man or woman. Hard pass. No, Popcorn Culture, I'm not talking about the values ever getting back up to anything like they were in 2020. I think I started that whole thing off making the statement, trying to qualify that, hey, none of this is ever going to go back to 2020. Ever going to go back to 2020. That is a distant memory that we're all going to look back on fondly. Here's how we can possibly sustain some values going forward. That's just what I envision the hobby going to, brother. I'm not telling you to go buy into thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars of investments of sports cards. I'm not. I've always said do what you're comfortable with. If you want to treat sports cards as an investment, treat them as an investment. If you want to treat them as a hobby that, includes set building or auto chasing or looking after a favorite player or two and just collecting that guy, trying to build a rainbow of a certain player or a certain set, whatever you want to do, it's not about one thing. And that's, Popcorn Culture, that's kind of the thing that the hobby, there's so many things the hobby can be loved for. And I'm talking about one piece of it in, the whole landscape of covering sports cards and talking about them in relation to sports in general and daily events, not only for the investment purpose, but for the popularity purpose. We've seen people stop buying cards on shelves. Do you know why? Popcorn Culture? Because the accessibility wasn't there for so long. And then what did these companies do to respond? Well, while the hacklers of the world out there were saying, we don't want to have overprinting happening again. We had people that worked here from the late 80s, early 90s, still here. We don't want the hobby to get to that point again. While going out and doing that, I'm talking about the hobby as a whole in that prospect as well. You've got to look not just at the investment, but as the health of the hobby as the whole. There's different things. There's different aspects of this hobby. What's going on, Pack Attack Jackpot? So these PPP loans, talking about big companies taking PPP loans, one of which, it wasn't a sports card company of the owner that is being discussed mostly, but along with being lost, and by the way, guys, marketing companies did super well during the during the pandemic. I think digital ads were up, by hundreds of percent, if not more. You can talk to anybody that ran a digital ad agency. People had money to spend, not only for businesses, but for their stimulus checks personally as well, and PPP loans allowing payroll to be met. But when you applied for a second PPP loan, that's kind of where people are starting to get a little hairy and wonder because, well, maybe you didn't necessarily need that. And if you applied for a second loan, by the way, it's out there that almost 70%, this is in the news, this was like Sports Card Radio said, this was real journalists saying this, that 70% or near 70% of the PPP loans given out were fraud. If I'm quoting that article correctly, that is an absolutely astronomical number. That is shocking, but not. I can't say that I wouldn't put it past people to do that, but at the same time, God, people suck. So congratulations to you. Thanks for being a-holes. All right, but anyways, what really got people to notice some possibly illicit activities going on in not just companies within the sports card hobby, but companies outside of the hobby as well, is when people started taking out second loans. When you need to start to provide a little bit more documentation for that, you really start to get more scrutinized. Like, why do you actually need that? Why? And then when people are out there, not just like Sports Card Investor, but so many other channels as well that are spending thousands of dollars on cards during the pandemic, tens of thousands of dollars. You wonder, hey, did they sell these all at the right point, or are they hitting like a massive loss right now in their bank account? And you wonder because there was a lot of money exchanging hands from guys like me to business owners in that time. Business owners like that making money hand over fist in the hobby. At least to me, it seems like they were turning around and spending that profit or whatever money they were getting from outside sources on massive cards to invest. And one thing that strikes me, along with the pretty weird activities around the PPP loans in the hobby, just makes me wonder what the actual value of these cards that these people invested in is, and if they actually have any of that investing money left. What's going on, Boom Sports Cards? Yeah, nothing loaded on Target.com this morning, unfortunately. We're sitting at 4:32 Pacific. 7:32 East Coast time, in the middle of the hot zone, but have not seen anything popping up on the ceaseless Discord monitors as of yet. Tommy 2 Dimes, TNT and Collectibles, joining as a Chrome member. Welcome to the Schultzy fam, brother. I appreciate you, man, here on December 7th, 4:32 a.m. Pacific time, 7:32 East Coast time, here on Schultzy's Card Polls. No sports cards on the monitors as of yet. Are we going to see sports cards? I'm not thinking it's very likely today. This obviously turning more into a sports news and sports card hobby news show. But hey, you know what? That's okay with me. I kind of envisioned it happening along those lines anyways. There was going to be a change, y'all. There was going to be a response from these companies with the market not being able to get their hands on cards with profit going to flippers instead of these companies. Did we want to see this many cards printed? Of course not, though. So that's one of these major issues fighting the accessibility issue to the hobby, fighting really people coming back and just leaving all those cards on the shelves. It's frustrating right now. Oh, all right, the Will Greer comments are coming into the chat. Oh my God, that's funny. How much did Nat Turner get talking about Trey Turner, Chris C? I believe he got about $400 million, maybe $410 million from the Phillies. Massive contract, 11 years, Trey Turner going for about 300 million from the Phillies, maybe 310. He was offered and turned down $343 million from the San Diego Padres. But I should point out that tax differences, you got a 13% tax rate for the highest earners in California, and in Pennsylvania, you got a 3% flat tax rate for all earners of any income bracket. So 10% tax difference. Trey Turner was actually getting offered a pretty much matched contract from the Padres. He was not going to get a dime more in that contract than he got from the Phillies. And if anything, you look at the tax implications, he might have lost money by taking, not 410 million, sorry, 310 million, guys, 310 million. My bad, not 410 million, but still, still doing very well, doing very well. This should lower hobby prices. Retail was bound to bust. Simple Modding says, haven't seen you in like 2 months. Where are you at? I'm here, man. I've been streaming here every week still. But along with that, have been honestly kind of reformulating the channel direction a little bit. Like I said, we are going to be doing product reviews here on the channel. And we are going to still be doing topical like sports card and sports videos. But some other things are going to be changing on the channel. Excited to announce that here coming up. And excited to let you all know exactly when all this stuff behind the scenes are done, when all the paperwork's done, all the agreed upon figures are correct, and all of the conversations have finished up, I'll be able to announce that. Hoosier says, I feel like hobby prices have been steadily returning to being more affordable. Absolutely. I agree, Hoosier Polls. I agree with that, and I think that's a good thing for the hobby. I don't think that those values of base rookie cards going for $50 a pop like Lou Bob's back in the day, or Justin Herbert's going for a Prizm base. Man, I still remember near 2 months or so after Prizm 2020 came out, you were looking at $130 for a Prizm base rookie card of Justin Herbert. And that was leading the class at that point. Joe Burrow was under him a little bit, and then he broke his leg, tore his ACL, and had that horrible injury. Value shot down to Tagovailoa. Jalen Hurts at the time were kind of mediocre, and people still had questions about them. Obviously, Hurts really on top of the class right now this year, specifically Herbert and Burrow right now behind him. I'd say it's like Hurts, Burrow, Herbert, kind of the way that that's going to. And then, hey, even Jordan Love started to spark up the conversation again with that touchdown pass after relieving Aaron Rodgers late a week ago, week 11, I believe it was, of NFL action. But I digress. The point is, hobby prices going back to the way that they are is a good thing for the hobby, and I don't think that $50 base rookie cards were ever going to be sustainable for long term. And I'm telling you guys, I hope every Lou Bob that you got in that boom, just pulling it right out of those chrome packs, you sold it. I was a little more partial to Justin Herbert and Kyle Lewis, guys that I were loving, that were on my teams, giving me some emotional connections to. I spent more money on Kyle Lewis for sure than I should have, and probably spent a little bit more on Herbert to begin with, but I think overall those values will probably just stay steady throughout his career, so I think I'll at least be able to get my money back on those cards at any point. But prices at this point, I do believe it makes it more accessible. Nick Neubauer says, Schultz, are you going to go live on Drip again? I absolutely am, Nick. Yeah, and check it out, guys, dripshop.live. You use the code, the QR code up on the screen, of the link down in my description. You get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Got some great stuff with Drip coming up, you guys. Actually, we're going to be giving away a 2021-22 Prizm Basketball Hobby Box. And the way that you're going to enter that, I told you that I'm going to be moving all my breaks from my website. We're still going to be able to buy into them. You're still going to be watching them here on YouTube, but you're going to be buying into my breaks through dripshop.live, and you're going to be able to get an entry into a drawing for a 2021-22 Prizm Hobby Box, as well as a Justin Herbert PSA 10 slab of a rated rookie. I believe it's a blue hyper rated rookie, so like a $350 card. Each $25 that you spend on Drip on Schultzy's card pulls on Drip, you're going to get an entry for that giveaway. So excited to do that. And we are still doing the 2020 Prizm Football Mega Box at retail cost. Just have not run that. Kind of trying to upgrade some equipment. The last stream that I had on Drip was just absolutely terrible because of my equipment, trying to do an upgrade on my end and figure that out. So that's kind of why I did not stream the last couple of weeks, because I want to make sure that it's actually, if I'm going to be double streaming and multi-streaming like that, it's going to be a good signal, and we're going to get that worked out. But anyways, yes, yeah, we will be dripping back-to-back, Pat says. That's right. Locals Only says paying $20K plus for modern rookie players was laughable. Oh man, that's a good point. I agree. 20K plus for modern players was laughable. Locals only says, not even kidding. Tommy 2 Dimes TNT says, Schultzy, what do I do with the Julio R? Bro, I say you grade that sucker and you no, I'm not sure you sell it yet. Damn, that's such a hard pull, guys. Go check out Tommy 2 Dimes. Check out the massive pull that he got from Optic first off the line. It's a Julio Rodriguez auto. That's all I'm going to reveal. It's a tease. I'm going to go tell you to watch to see what the rest of that is. It is a super, super crazy parallel of a Julio Rodriguez auto out of Optic first off the line baseball. So go check that out on Tommy 2 Dimes' channel. It was huge. What a huge pull. So yeah, I would absolutely get that graded. And man, I don't know, Tommy. I think it really depends on if you want cash right now or if you want to hold on to something and put some time into an investment. It's up to you, man. I can't tell you. Personally, for me, if I had that card right now, I would probably buy a lesser valued Julio, trade it in, and take the cash. Because that's a valuable card, brother. But I am not you. We all have different motivations in life. Guys, I'll be honest as hell. You know, this has all been, a lot of these dollars that I've been getting, like from breaks and stuff like that, been putting right back into the channel. Essentially, all the giveaways, all the extra stuff that I do on the channel, any of the boxes that I buy, that's all bought with any profits that I can scrape together from breaks and YouTube money, essentially, right? So that's all been kind of self-sustaining into this. Yami to sell it, it's unlicensed. So we got a couple of people kind of saying that they should sell that, get some cash. I mean, yeah, personally I would take the cash, but yeah, guys, like, I mean, shoot, I'm still in debt for my wedding like last summer. I mean, my wife and I, we went into some debt to make sure that our wedding went off, because weddings ain't cheap. We did a beautiful one. We knew it was going to be expensive, and then all of a sudden we realized it was a little bit more expensive than we initially planned, and we just had to eat it. And eating it was essentially taking on some loans and trying to pay those off later down the line, but knowing that it was going to be, yes, people, oh, you're crazy, to just do that for one day. You guys, it was gorgeous. My families have never been together, her side of the family, my side of the family, before that day. Since that day, it was very important. It needed to happen, and it needed to happen the way that it did. So for me, it was worth it. But what I'm saying is that, man, like, yeah, shoot, I got debt. I got stuff to deal with. Like, but I'm trying to work my tail off and trying to build a business to get through it and figure that out, man. And that's all my choice. Do you keep her up with the radio show? LOL, says Sangwell Doc. No, thankfully, actually, guys, Mrs. Schultzy is on a business trip right now. She's actually in the Palo Alto area doing some biz. So my wifey is actually not here. But normally, no, she sleeps with white noise on. We really sleep with like kind of some noise that kind of helps block out anything going on the street and stuff. And thankfully, my studio, I picked the room farthest from the master bedroom. So I do feel like that helps as well. And you don't really hear it as much. Even when I'm scraping, even when I'm ranting, going, durr, even when I'm doing that, she doesn't wake up. So it's all good. Dropped 115K on my wedding. Well worth this, is Brad T. There you go. Dude, congratulations, Brad. Congratulations on that day. Whew. Oh, man, Brad, we could only afford about a third of that. I won't give the exact number, but and we couldn't even really afford it. We really couldn't. Brian, to see you all again. That is when Target drops again next year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you all. Even those you hate me, East Side Oakland, says Brian Lawhorn. I love you, Brian. I hope I'll be back, brother. I'll be back next week streaming. I do think there is going to be a restock or two before the end of the year. So don't y'all worry there. I will be back streaming before Christmas, man. We are not flying back to Massachusetts during streaming days this year or anything like that. So I'm able to do all this stuff from home. I catered my own wedding to save money. Still can't believe I pulled it off. Yeah, that's awesome, Nick. Congratulations. That's awesome. And part of the reason, guys, that we had to we kind of got hit with a bigger amount because we had to move our stuff. We were one of the couples that had to move our stuff from a scheduled wedding that was going to happen during the pandemic to the year after. So that increased costs as well. That was something that we didn't choose. You can be like, oh, Schultz, you're just highfalutin, aren't you? No, we had to pay a massive markup on everything, brother. That's what's going on. Tyler Young says, gotta do more breaks, Schultz. Haha. Well, that's the thing, you guys. I do breaks because I love it. It's not like I'm trying to just bilk people for cash. I love to facilitate pulling big hits for people, right? And it really does sound like the consensus from the chat, Tommy, on your Julio Rodriguez unlicensed auto. Go watch exactly what card it was, what parallel it was. It was huge. Because it's unlicensed, you need to get rid of it, Tommy. So, hey, listen to the people there. You're asking Pete's opinion. You're asking my opinion. I'm saying, you know what? It depends on your situation. Other people are saying, just get rid of that, brother. What's going on, Drew Schumann? What's up, brother? Good to see you. Anyone seen any new HRO in stores? Says locals only. Have not spotted HRO in stores for quite a while, unfortunately. What's up, Lance? Says, when was the last time Target had a restock? It was November 16th. That was the last time that we had a restock. You can see right there, November 16th. Saw backload starting at 4 a.m. and then the Prizm and Select basketball, which actually is still in stock, which is why people are thinking like, the hell's going on with Target restocks? Are they over? I think they're going to be done, guys. Here after Mosaic basketball, January 25th is when that comes out. That is going to be the very last product that is going to have any value to collectors, and only because it's not like Select and has a different version of a retail base card than it does a hobby card, and it's going to have a case hit in it with the Jennies and possibly the Honeycombs. I don't know if they're doing Honeycombs for 21-22 basketball like they did for 2021 football. We'll see. But with those case hits, that encourages people to buy. Oh, you guys are awesome. 4:46 Pacific time, 7:46 East Coast time. Yeah, no restock happening, I would say. We got 15 more minutes, 14-ish minutes left in the hot zone, but we can continue to talk about the PPP drama in the hobby. Specifically, you guys, I guess I want to get out. We kind of went over what was going on earlier. In the hobby, there's been one specific company accused of, and not for his sports card company, but for a marketing company of his, Sports Card Investor has been alleged, at least by some people, or not really even alleged to have done anything, just questioning where the money went. And I think that really brings up a bigger conversation to be had, not just about the hobby, but about the fact that PPP loans have been abused at a very high rate. It's been coming out in the last week, like in the news, that not just like other people saying it, but real journalists have been pointing this out, saying, hey, there were some shady things going on, and it looked like a lot of fraud was happening with the PPP loans, and the paperwork was necessary, but people were able to skirt around that or fudge some paperwork. You don't know how each individual case happened. It was probably different in different ways, but essentially, companies looking like they need to take out loans when on the surface they are taking vacations, they are posting about how awesome their life is and about how much money they are spending personally. It's not a good look, you guys. I mean, simply put, if I had 200 grand sitting in the bank and then I took out a $200,000 loan to go pay for stuff in my business. Now, if it's payroll, that's fine. That's what these loans were for. If it's beyond that, and I was using all this extra money, not really working hard, not really doing much in my businesses, all this extra money to go have fun, to go buy sports cards, to go on the road and have really, really great vacations, it's not a good look. And I do think that there are some questions that need to be answered. I think there are some questions specifically that were brought up by a couple of other people that have, one made a video and another was putting some good comments on Sports Card Radio's video about the PPP loan scandal and asking if Jeff Wilson actually took a paycheck from this marketing company that he got a loan for PPP purposes? That's a good question. We don't know the answer to that. That would be some helpful info. And once again, it doesn't take somebody that's got much more than common knowledge or common sense of what's been going on in the last year and a half or two in the world to know that there were some industries during the pandemic that absolutely thrived. Sports cards was one of them. And in my opinion, why any company, and marketing was another, companies, because they had PPP money, because other individuals had stimulus money and were buying stuff from these companies. Companies had a ton of extra marketing money and were buying a ton of digital ads. That's you can just go find that information easily. And it is not a good look. It is not a good look when you've got one thing happening on one end where it looks like a company's struggling and they need a bunch of stuff, taxpayer money, help from the government, but on the other side, you've got a thriving business. Now, you can't take money from one business to another and give people money from a successful business to help. I mean, you can if you own both yourself, but most likely there's ownership structures, there's different legal entities. It's just not easy to do that. So people stating that for anybody trying to say like, well, if you have multiple businesses and one's doing better and the other's doing poorly, why don't you just take money to cover one into the other? It's not quite that simple. I will speak to that, but it's not a good look when you're out taking some fancy vacations and making yourself look like you are. And this is not just for sports card investors. This is not for Jeff Wilson. This is for all the people in the hobby that are doing this, that were crying poverty, yet were making millions during one of the best booms in sports card history. So why any company in the sports card hobby needed to take out a loan? Because it wasn't just, you can go, this wasn't Sports Card Investors. This was the marketing company of the owner of Sports Card Investors, another company. However, there were a ton of card companies and distributors that took PPP loans during a boom. Millions of extra profit. You're kidding me. None of them needed those loans. None of them needed those loans. Period, point blank. Eddie says, Brad T, what cards did you buy with the loan? Will Greer rookies. One and only says the glory days. Absolute should be out within 2 weeks. People trying to chase kabooms. Hopefully we can find some kaboom action coming our way from Absolute. I would say if we don't see a restock today, then we're going to see one hopefully next week from Target.com. Included in that would be some Absolute, hopefully some megas. Somebody asked earlier if it was confirmed that we were going to see 2021 select megas or not. We have not seen 2021-22 select basketball megas yet. We also, it has been months, we have not seen 2021 football yet either. Don't know what's going on. I did see a link. We have a link to 2021 select mega boxes. We've had that for a couple of months now. Don't know where the hell Target is with those boxes. We've seen screenshots from Twitter. This wasn't just me making this up. This is, I really do try to give out confirmed information or information that is only alleged or that other people are talking about. I'm not just trying to make up stuff out of thin air here, but there was a screenshot floating around Twitter of a product page of 2021 select mega boxes on Target.com. It has been 2+ months since we've seen that. And yeah, good question. Steve Piero says, where's the NBA Optic Megas? Great question there also, man. You don't know. Don't know where the hell those are. Brad T says, I blew all the PPP on breaks with Backyard. Only had enough money left to buy a cutoff shirt. Oh, you're funny. You're so funny. Paul Tuttle 420 says, link is nothing without pictures. Paul, but it did say the title. It did say the title on the page. So it had no pictures, but it did have, for the brief amount of time that it was up on Target's website, it did have the title of a 2021 Select Football Mega Box, which is why people think it's just sitting there. J-Dub Retro says, thank inflation for the shrinking of formats. You talking about like cards being overprinted? Or, yeah, inflation essentially because of a lot of people getting their hands on a lot of extra money, giving money to these businesses. See, that's another thing, guys, with the PPP loan thing. Businesses that really benefited from the stimulus money from other industries not necessarily doing so well, like live sports, for instance. I mean, that's another reason that sports cards did super well. It just boggles my mind why any of those companies that in a time where so many small businesses were not able to get help and struggled to get help from the government, we got millions and hundreds of thousands, 20,000 here, 200,000 there, going to sports card companies that don't need it. Honestly, that pisses me off, you guys. Yeah, I never got 2021 Chronicles megas for NFL, says Anthony Garrett. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. We're waiting on a lot of megas. It does seem, and this is one of the crappy things that Panini does with their lack of messaging, just not telling us anything about when products are coming out, except for on their Instagram page and their company emails just telling us, hey, this hobby release is coming out tomorrow. That is all they do. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my goodness. And I did say this earlier, but I'm telling y'all listening right now, if you found out, if you knew what I found out in the hobby, I cannot reveal it because I don't have evidence. I'm not going to allege this without a massive amount of evidence on my end. If you found out what I knew, the hobby would be upside down. The hobby would be up fucking side down. I'm telling you all. I'm telling you all. It blew my mind when I found out. Hadn't even thought of it. But there's some shady behavior going on. And that's all I can say. If I could reveal more with receipts, I'm trying to do some research. I'm trying to find the connecting dots if I can, but I don't have it yet. I don't have enough to not be sued yet. So I can't say it yet, okay? I can't. Yeah, 793 billion was approved in PPP, 742 billion was forgiven. B Burns says you can't do us like that. B, I'm not trying to do you like anything, bro. I'm trying to tell you I know something. I'm trying to find out the connections of that something being true with evidence. And when I have that evidence, I will absolutely tell you all about it. But I can't yet. I would be going against every single journalistic instinct that I've ever learned, every single moral instinct that I've ever learned by revealing that without some actual factual proof. No, I can't just say allegedly. I cannot just say allegedly. There's trust of sources involved. I've got to do some footwork for myself, okay? I've got to do some footwork for myself, you guys. And then I'm telling you. And Evo says, oh, it's 100% rigged system. And guys, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. When you feel like it's a rigged system, I don't think you're wrong. And it doesn't feel wrong. And from what I've been finding out, it's not wrong. I can tell you that for sure. But I cannot. Guys, I promise you, I will tell you exactly what I know when I can prove it. Okay? If I can't prove it, I ain't going to spit it. I ain't going to spill it. I'm going to be a little bit smarter than publicly making an accusation like that. That's just not going to happen. But I'm telling you guys, if you knew some of the things that were going on amongst movers in the hobby and amongst companies in the hobby, which that's literally what we've been talking about, trying to find confirmation on those things, like with the PP loan abuse, like with the story about like Backyard Breaks getting specific one-of-ones in different cases sent to them, the 3 one-of-ones, and then they pulled 2 more after that. I mean, that's what we've been talking about for the past, like in the hobby specifically, past, drama-filled 6 months or so. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Gots to try and confirm that. If I can, I will tell y'all as soon as I can find some evidence. But trust me, I've been trying. Just say I heard. That's all I'm saying, guys. I know that's all you're saying. I know, but I'm not, Guys, I cannot. I am not trying to be like a dick tease. I am simply trying to just be like, hey, this is what, this is something that I want to try and find out. And if you knew what it was, it would absolutely blow the hobby up. And when I can find some freaking proof, I will be the first one out there with a video to do so. But unfortunately, I can't say anything. Just, I'm not just going to say it without receipts, without proof, and just put the word alleged before it. J-Dub says, beat Sports Card Radio to scoop, drop it now. You know what, J-Dub? I honestly, I don't need... Hey, guys, this is how I roll. Like, if he gets proof before I do and puts it out there, fine. I don't care. That's fantastic. You know what? I want my channel to grow, but, like, I'm sick of trying to get my channel to grow for clicks, you know, just because of some possibility that like some box is good or because of some clickbait thing. I really do want to grow my channel organically. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, then get the fuck out of here. All right, it's fine. I get it. I'll deal with it. I've been not liked by a lot of people since I was a wee little Schultzy. I'll probably be not liked by a lot more people before I die and leave this earth. So I'll get over it. I'll absolutely... one and only says, let him know. I mean, that's another thing, too. I'm not just going to reach out with this nugget that I have. I'm going to try and confirm it myself. I do have ways of confirming things. I can do some legwork before I just give it up. However, what I'm saying is, you know what? If they get to it before me and they get it out there, that's fine. I'm just trying to do a service by just kind of revealing my initial feelings, which were shock. And telling y'all if you knew what I knew in the hobby right now. Ugh, it sucks. Nick says, but if you don't want to say it, then drop it. Well, it's kind of related to what we're talking about with all the scandals in the hobby, man. So even if I'm like dropping it, I'm not, because we're going back to like the PP loan scandal, and we're going to, you know, the other backyard break scandal. Like it's all scandal filled, Nick. And no, I'm not talking about boxes being marked. I'm not. Although that is something to continue to try and weed out all those, not just the ones that we've seen, but you wonder which boxes actually are being marked. And if we can find that out in totality, if just some or all are being marked in a certain way with like a special serial number, or if packs have marks on the inside. I mean, I've talked about it here on the channel before, the stamps inside of retail boxes and hobby boxes usually are the same within a case, and that allows Panini to track those hits. So I think it's pretty obvious. Hey, I appreciate you, Jake's Toe. This is just sub for the M-shirt. Thanks, man. Huge Mariners fan. I got a signed Griffey picture up on my wall back. Actually, I guess it's over that direction. And a couple other things as well, man. Yeah, huge Mariners fan. I appreciate you, Jakes. All right. So, anyways, what was I talking about? That kind of threw me off. Literally lost my train of thought. Somebody in the chat will remind me. Anyways, guys, 5:02 Pacific time, 8:02 East Coast time. Officially, no sports card restock coming our way on target today. Not surprised, but we're here hanging. We're talking hobby drama. We're talking sports card news. We're talking sports news. Oh, yeah, marked cards and stuff like that, or marked packs. Yeah, so, God, yeah, I can't remember exactly what I was saying. Sorry, guys. Jake's Toast is you in Washington State, just south of there, guys. I'm down in Oregon. It's Oregon, but I'm just making fun of people that say it incorrectly. Yeah, down in Oregon, down around Portland, Oregon, brother. What's up? Very good cards. Says, good morning, Schultzy in chat. Sorry, I'm late to the party. Hey, don't be sorry, man. It's all good. And I appreciate you, Cody. Says, right on, man. Well said. Joe says, and that's why I stick with Pokemon, the naturally overprinted TCG. Evo says, wait, did you see they misspelled inserts on the side of Absolute? It says inserts. Ha 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 ha. That's so funny. Hey, man, that's not the only misprint that Panini's had this year. You guys go back and look at 2021-22 Chronicles basketball retail. I believe it was the blaster boxes. One side of them actually says 2021 Chronicles basketball. I don't know if anybody picked up on that. I don't know if anybody noticed. I don't know if anybody cared. And see, that's the thing I kind of wondered about, like, should I make a video? But, like, I just don't want to be a clickbaity ass. I feel like, I mean, I'm going to continue to open product, but, like, I really do feel like the hobby is kind of getting sick. At least the viewing part of the hobby is getting sick of seeing, hey, I spent $10,000 at a card show again. I mean, how many videos can you do like that? How many product openings of the same release can you do? You know, it's just I do think that the viewing public of the hobby is getting a little bit fatigued, and I think I can prove that because you see a lot less YouTube channels. I'm not saying there aren't still YouTube channels getting views out there, because there are for sports cards, but it's obviously been consolidated. I don't know if it's by the algorithm on YouTube itself or viewers themselves or a combination. Kind of viewers just saying like, well, I'm not going to watch 6 people open the same box. I'm going to watch 2. So, yes, Jake's Toast, you live in PWCC land. Yes, I do. I live near the PWCC peeps. That is true. Yeah, Tyler says, I'm going to spend 5,000 in 2 hours. Look how cool I am. Yes, and that gets clicks. Sucks, man. But yeah, I would say that people are getting sick of that kind of content. There are really, really good people. Like, you know what? There are channels that are growing that I understand. Like Run Good Life, so entertaining. You know, he's very, very, very just honest, good dude, funny when he's opening the cards. You get why. And just a really nice guy. I mean, I love the guy. Tell him all the time how much I love him. Could text him right now, tell him how much I love him. But there's a reason why he's growing. It's obvious, right? Hitman Rips, obvious why he's growing. Some massive hits that he's pulled, along with his great personality. Same with like Chais that he pulls. There are others that you kind of just question. And they make you wonder, but what they're doing is they're hitting it like those simplistic, you know, human signals like, oh, full shelves. And when you put that out over and over and over again, it seems to draw people in. But I don't think that I don't think that full shelves are going to be continuing to draw viewers in for long, because those full shelves are becoming less and less valuable by the day. Very good cards, says Schultzy. I finally pulled an elephant Prizm from a Fnatic Select basketball blaster. It was a Jalen Green Premier. Yeah. Yes, very good cards. You should absolutely send that to get graded, and then I would sell that. I would get that graded. If it comes out a 9 or a 10, sell it yesterday, brother. Congratulations. And yeah, big deal. Jan Mark, very, very good point as well. Baker Mayfield going to the LA Rams off of waivers. San Francisco not picking him up because Jimmy G could possibly be back for the playoffs. And that's actually a question, guys. Who would you trust more in the playoffs or who do you... No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Who do you think wins this playoff game? Minnesota with Kirk Cousins or San Francisco with Brock Purdy or Jimmy Garoppolo half broken? Because I think it's a closer game than you think. I still think San Francisco, with all the weapons that they have, with Debo, with Ayuk, with Kelsey, I mean, there's a ton of talent there in San Francisco, and Brock Purdy did look palatable. Makes me wonder, who would win in an NFC division game? Would it be the Vikings with Kirk Cousins? Or would it be the San Francisco 49ers with Brock Purdy or a half-broken Jimmy Garoppolo? Talked about that yesterday on 1080 The Fan. I was in for the afternoon shows, and that was one of the things that came up, and I thought it was a great topic. And yeah, I think the 49ers D is too good for, and we see a couple people saying that, Minnesota saying that, the 49ers defense is too good. Evo says San Francisco will still win, I bet. Yeah, even with Brock Purdy, I think people thinking that they still got that chance. 49ers, the Lions beat the Vikings this week. 49ers will toy with them. The Lions did not beat the Vikings this week. The Lions beat the Jaguars this week, sir. You are thinking I'm trying to think of the Vikings. I think they won, but in very close fashion. But it was not the Lions that beat them. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Anthony says, I have a Jalen Waddle club level, a hobby Prizm with a bad print line. Would Panini replace it, or am I just screwed? Brother, Anthony, at this point, man, we're so close to Panini handing stuff over rights-wise here in a couple of years to Fanatics that I'm not sure they're going to do anything about it, man. You can try, since it's such a big hit. I would reach out through their customer service, try to give them a call, see if they're going to replace the hit. So I would make an attempt, but I wouldn't hold my breath, brother. Oh, I got you saying the Lions will beat the Vikings this week. I got you. I'm sorry, man. Now I understand what you're saying. Oh, yeah, they are playing them this week. No, that mean... Oh, yeah, I said Kelsey. It's Kittle. Sorry, guys. I guess I'm still thinking of... Guess I've still got a little bit of PTSD from Travis Kelsey and Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs losing to the Bengals this weekend, so I'm thinking Kelsey instead of Kittle. My bad. Yes, I meant Kittle. I appreciate you. And Brad T says, I think Brock Purdy is 4 times the investment that Kyler Murray is. Pack Attack Jackpot in the house. What's going on? Vikings played the Jets. Thank you. Yes, they beat Mike White and the Jets, and then everybody was like, well, I guess Mike White's not the answer long-term at quarterback for the Jets. No shit! You kidding me? God, every guy, oh, he has one good week in the NFL. That's the thing, what I'm talking about with San Francisco and Brock Purdy. Like, Brock Purdy had a great week, but there's an amazing defense that San Francisco has, and he's got like 5 weapons to play with on San Francisco's offense. I'm not so much talking about Brock Purdy here, and I think that's obvious if you read between the lines. But Mike White, 1 week. Oh, the Zach Wilson killer is here. No, the Jets don't have a fucking quarterback, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Irrelevant to start a game at quarterback. Yes, Mr. Irrelevant will not only be the first, or Brock Purdy will not only be the first Mr. Irrelevant to start at quarterback, he will also, or has also already become the first Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown pass in the regular season. And he's going to be the first Mr. Irrelevant to do a lot of things, it sounds like, over these next few weeks in the NFL. Pack Attack Jackpot says White was cut by the Cowboys. Ooh. Pack Attack, so does that, like, sting you? Or are you like, good riddance, you effer? Adamant says, that comment was so good, it got a PPP loan. Oh, you guys are funny. You guys are awesome. Nick says, thanks, Schulte. Have a great day, everyone. Appreciate you, Nick. I might be on tomorrow, guys. Just depends on if I can get some stuff set up in here or not. I want to hang. I want to talk sports. So I think I'll try to be back on tomorrow. Maybe not necessarily for a like early morning, but maybe we'll try like a mid-morning like stream talking cards and sports or something like that. Maybe we'll try... Get us something like, I don't know, what does Pat McAfee do? Like 9 to noon? I don't know, maybe I can try like 7 to 9 or something like that. Try to figure that out. But anyways. Yummy Asta, send it back with your receipt and an empty pack. To replace it might take a year, though. Yeah, so you have to send it back. And I wonder if you're actually going to get it back in a year, because that's what I'm talking about with Panini. Gonna hand you the reins off with all these rights here soon to Fanatics in 2024, 2025. They're not going to print basketball and football cards anymore with logos on them. So how much time are they going to spend trying to fulfill all of those old redemptions, all of those old cards that people sent in that had damages on them like you're talking about, and trying to send in yourself? You don't know. Zach says, how good is Chrome Update going to be? You know, Zach, I think it's going to be a great product to grab, but now that we have a hobby version, as well as update hangers and update mega boxes. Obviously adds way less value, takes it away from the mega boxes. Those were like a guaranteed buy. Those were a guaranteed buy before every single year, pretty much. Yeah, this year, not so much if they have a hobby version. I would wait. I would definitely like buy 1 mega box instead of like 7. And I would wait to see what the hobby box is going to contain. And if it contains, you know, a guaranteed auto or something, obviously spend your money on that. If there's no guarantees in it, then most people are probably going to end up going for the cheaper mega boxes. Hey, Hunter, what's going on, man? Nothing dropped. I appreciate you, Pack Attack. And guys, go check out Pack Attack Jackpot's channel if you have not yet. Go check him out on YouTube. Does some really funny rips, great themes, puts a lot of work into his content, and really is proof in the pudding that the YouTube algorithm is not always correct. All right, you know, people work hard. People do get some luck along the way with that, you know, but it's not always perfect. And Yeah, guys, help Pack Attack out, man. That dude should have like at least 10,000 subscribers by now. He should. But YouTube algorithm kind of messing. So yeah, go check him out. Logo Fractor, best rip of the year, says Music Man. Oh yeah, talking about the Topps Logo Fractor boxes. I agree wholeheartedly there. Wholeheartedly, the Topps Logo Fractor boxes were the best rip of the year baseball-wise, man. Not even a question. You got the chances at autos out of those. You got the chances at all kinds of parallels with that Logo Fractor sexy parallel itself. Man, I loved Mojo refractors before, but after that product came out, I was like, all Logo Fractors, let's go. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting warm in here, man. I'm talking so hard about sports cards, heating up here in the studio. But good to see everybody hanging out this morning. Apologize that we did not see sports cards coming on Target.com, but I don't think we're going to see them coming on Target.com on the regular for much longer, y'all. So don't you plan on Target restocks happening for that much longer. I'm telling you, this is it has definitely been fun, but this is obviously going to be going towards just sports card news and sports news and that kind of thing going forward. No reason to sit here early in the morning and wait for Target really to drop nothing. Just no reason. Appreciate your Rose Whip. Rip says, nice work as always today, Schultzy. Thanks again for your energy. Have a great day. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate your Rose Rips. You have a great day as well. Crazy Will says, you know what's coming? I misremembered how I spent my PPP loan. I believe that Mr. Andy misremembered that conversation. My former trainer, Brian McNamee, he is a liar. He never injected me with steroids. God damn it, Roger Clemens. Ooh, congratulations, Eric. Schultzy, congrats, says hit a Julio Optic first off the line out of 8, 1988 auto sell. Eric, I would grade that and then probably sell that since it's not. A lot of people earlier were saying sell that stuff out of Optic since it's not licensed. So get that graded. It's probably going to be a pretty hefty fee to grade. So I guess if you don't want to spend the $150 or $200 it's going to cost to grade, then I guess just sell it immediately. But I believe you'd be able to get some cash if you put some grading money into it and got a 9 or 10. Iceman 80 LV says, a pleasure as always, Schultz. I appreciate you. Ditto. Anyone in chat would be an MVP thrown to Tyreek, says Chet Manley. Hey, that's a valid point, brother. That's a valid point. Man's a chill says, sure, buddy. And actually, that is, do any of you in the chat think that you could last like one play? Could you get 1 yard in college football? Could any of you guys in the chat, could you gain 1 yard? Because I don't know, 1 yard, I'm not sure I could. I think my fat ass would get held back. I don't know. Or with the push of the offensive line, could I get 1 yard or going around the end? Could I get the look quick enough? Yeah. Do you think in the chat, let me know, do you think you could gain 1 yard in a college football game? That's what I want to know right now. Do any of you in the chat think you could gain a yard from scrimmage in a college football game? That's the real question. As a tight end, yeah, says Mansa Chill. Tyler says, of course, bro. Come on. Sports Restock says 1 negative yard. See, I don't know. I feel like some people think it's easy, and then some are like, hell no. See, Smoky Mountain Break says, I'd be a loss of 5. Corey Wayne says, I'd have a 150-yard game, LOL, smoking fools. I'm sure you would, Corey. Oh, that's funny. Could you hit a foul ball off of an MLB pitcher off of 50 pitches? That's a good question, too. Off of 50 pitches, Tyler? And are they fastballs? Am I having a deal? Are we talking like about a real pitcher? Or are we talking about like batting practice? Because if we're talking 50 pitchers, I mean, I think 50 eventually, like by like the 30 or 40th one, I feel like you might start to get a little bit of a dose of the timing. So yeah, you might be able to get a piece of it. Neymar says, yes, easily, not so easy in the SEC. One and only says, I'd get a penalty. Very good card says, absolutely, if I ran along the sideline while the players run down the field, LOL. That's funny. So yeah, see, a lot of people think maybe, a lot of people think not. All right, so we've been talking hobby drama this morning. We've been talking sports card news. No sports card restock. This whole PPP thing. Guys, I tell you what, I said it earlier in the stream, and I'll say it again. Pretty much every single dollar, and I'm in debt from my wedding. You know what? We're trying to get ourselves out of debt from that, and having to take extra costs on from having that pushed back a year because of the pandemic. Like we're still underwater, my wife and I, because of that. And fine, I'm not complaining. Gladly so. We made that decision. My God, that was a beautiful wedding day, and I will have those memories forever. It was well worth it. What I'm saying is every single dollar that I've gained from this channel, which, I'd be happy to be transparent and try to show you guys exactly what I've made and what I've made from breaks and whatnot. But every single dollar has gone back into putting more content on the channel, trying to find more boxes to open, give away more boxes. And, some of that's a tax write-off at the end of the year, but before you get that as a tax write-off, you have to spend the money up front, right? Paul says, I'd get a yard, and when I woke up later from my coma, I'd celebrate that yard. I love it, Paul. That's a good comment right there. But anyways, the PPP loans scandal, it's not moral. It's not ethical. It doesn't serve the general public well. When you are in a business that is doing super, super well, and this goes beyond sports card investors, because he didn't actually take out a loan for his sports card investors company. It was for a marketing company, but apparently you go look and you can see this in a video. Apparently everybody at that marketing company had a listed salary of over $100,000, which for a digital marketing company, that seems a little ridiculous. 50 plus employees all having a salary of $100,000+. There's definitely some questions to be asked there. Right? Yeah. Because starting salaries for people usually aren't 100. Even in tech, they're like 30, 40, 50. Those are the kind of numbers you see there usually. Jake's Toe says the tax write-off isn't dollar for dollar either. Exactly, Jake's Toe. Exactly. So yeah, guys, when I'm putting every dollar that I have in and making this mediocre YouTube channel that I have, trying to bust my ass and make it the best I can, working with the tools that I've got, it is very frustrating to me to see, massive companies taking out loans to meet payroll when they don't need to. Because none of these companies in the sports card world did bad. None of them. Profits were at record levels. We're talking 1,000% on some products from wholesale. Not even comparable. More if you talk about different specific releases. Tyler says, this is only the beginning, bro. Heart and Hustle says, I feel sorry for content creators that went out and spent tens of thousands of dollars at card shows. That's all sunk costs. Well, see, that's how some sports card channels have built their audience out there. And I think you guys, I don't have to name them. I think you could name a couple of those channels in the chat. One specifically that I'm thinking of that two that specifically talk about the money that they spend on sports cards. And that's pretty much 80% or more of the content that they do. And I think if you name them in the chat, I'll confirm them, but I don't want to just call them out individually either. It's just, I guess, not good form. But yeah, it does not make for good viewing after a while. That's for sure. And I'm telling y'all, it's like at some point, what do people in the hobby want to watch? Heart and Hustle says, I just feel bad for them. They didn't see it coming. Heart and Hustle, how could you not see it coming, man? How could you not believe that you're not going to always get $50 for a Lou Bob rookie? Baseline at that. Everything else, if fuck all those other thoughts. If baseline, I am not going to get $50 for a Luis Robert base rookie card for the next 7 years, you've got to plan your other card investments around that as well. Right? So I'm sorry, Heart and Hustle Collecting. How could you not see that coming? How could you not understand that we're in a bubble? And I'm not talking about the newbies. I'm talking about those content creators that are saying, hey, I know what's going on. I'm in the game here. I've been doing this for a while. I'm making smart investments. I'm making smart choices here. You're not wrong, Alex. People got blinded by greed. Absolutely. I don't text as lower end cards hold their value pretty good. You're not wrong, but There is no world ever again where Lou Bobs at the base chrome level are going for $50. And that is going to affect the entire market as a whole going forward. So just start from your baseline. If that's not going to happen, then these prices for all these other cards probably aren't going to happen. But you're right, Adam. People are blinded by greed here, and they still did it. Schultz's Heart and Hustle. You're not wrong. They are blinded by that greed, and they think, you know what? These small cards are probably going to start to lose value, but these big cards will never lose value. They're just going to go up. All these investments, all of these Cadillac cards, they're always going to continue to grow in value. That Michael Jordan PSA 10 rookie, always going to continue to go up. Yeah, right. It was at $40,000 at its low point before the pandemic. Up near what? Like near $1 million at the height. Now we're back down to, I think we were at 180, 170,000. Now we're down to 130, 120,000. That I think the Michael Jordan PSA 10 rookie is a good measure, a good measuring stick for modern day rookies. You kind of look at cards before that, the Mickey Mantles, all those old baseball cards that we all know are just super, super valuable. But, you start looking post 80s and you're trying to figure out, how do I value these cards? Well, I'm not sure the market is too confident on how many of these cards are out there or not, because we've even seen Michael Jordan rookies going down in value. Music Man says your mods in Discord posting videos of you. Yeah, dude. Music Man. No, they're doing that to be funny. No, they love the jokes, dude. All of my mods are doing that in jest, and I've told every single one of my mods, guys, I love the memes. Keep them coming. I love the GIFs. Or as I called them 10 years ago, GIFs and memes. Dr. Thrifty, what's up, my guy? What's going on, Dr. Thrifty? Good to see you. Just talking hobby stuff, talking hobby drama, hobby news, sports card news. No sports card restock to be had today. But we're talking all kinds of stuff around the hobby. Man, I keep going back and forth between topics, getting a little twisted in my mind, forgets what I was talking about. Brian Peak 4 times says Jake's Joe. Adam N says, how do I short Jeff Wilson's businesses? That's funny. Well, I think they've got to be public for you to do that, Adam. And I don't think they're public. Yes, you're not wrong, David Turner says it was also an economic issue. Folks had more money 2 years ago. You're absolutely right, David. And I think I probably should have said that now. I said that a little bit earlier with that extra money that people had from the stimulus. With companies getting that extra money, they had more money to spend on marketing and different products. And then the PPP loans, of course, helping some companies meet payroll. But it just sucks overall when there were so many companies out there that did not get the help that they needed. But then you see a guy that has a struggling business where where employees are all making at least $100,000 taking out a PPP loan. And one of the owners or heads of that said company is going on amazingly bomb-ass vacations throughout the entire pandemic. It just does not look good. Does not look good. Judge back to the Yankees. Is it done? Is it done? Breaking news, guys. Did that happen? 9 years, $360 million. Is that done? I have not seen anything coming down as of yet. Who broke that one correctly this morning? Because John Heyman got a bunch of shit yesterday for breaking the wrong one early, saying that he was headed to the Giants. Is that confirmed? I have not seen a news blast as of yet. Nothing on Aaron Judge going back to the Yankees. Robert Watson says, lost a business because I couldn't get a PPP loan. Does make me a bit upset. Yeah, man. That is just absolutely frustrating to me. It is what it is, Robert. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. But yeah, it is the reason why this is a major issue. Major issue. I appreciate you, Adam Bomb Breaks has been lurking today. Thoroughly enjoyed the entertaining today, Schultz. Have a good one, guys, and off to work. Hey, I appreciate that, Adam. Most likely, I'm trying to see if I can be back on tomorrow. I got to pick up my wife from the airport tonight, trying to do some other things. But I appreciate you guys. We'll probably be on talking some more hobby drama. And Jake's Toe Haniger, yeah, we talked about that a little earlier. 3 years, $43.5 million to San Francisco, so no longer a Seattle Mariner. Sorry, RGL. Judge rumored to play tight end for the Giants. For the New York Giants, they actually going to sign him to a contract. along with the New York Yankees, going to pay him as well. Imagine if there was like a joint deal in the world of sports. Like, all right, so we're going to give Aaron Judge to the Giants for 10 games in the NFL. Oh, and I forgot to say the super chat that just passed me by, dude. Thank you so much, by the way. Case Hit 239, AKK Hit Me Up Telegram, AKA Gary M, the $2 super chat. Dude, thank you. So Schultzy, you, sir, are a real one. Happy holidays. Thank you so much, man. Happy holidays to you as well, Casey. Seriously, you guys, I love you. I apologize just getting caught up in the chat, man. Thank you, Casey Hit 239. Love you, brother. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Everything that everybody is celebrating out there. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Update hanger, I pulled a Jeter redemption to 10. Boom, Mark. Congratulations. Prob a joke on Twitter says I don't text. Seeing a lot on Twitter about 9 and 360 in the last few minutes. Let's check that out right now. Let's pull up my Twitter. Trending. See, I opened my Twitter and it doesn't even tell me that Judge is trending. That's weird. Looks like Ken Rosenthal had it 7 minutes ago. Yeah, Aaron Judge in agreement with the Yankees. 9 years, 360. Giving John Morosi first credit on that one. Looks like Morosi broke it about 10 minutes ago. Sources, Aaron Judge in agreement with the Yankees. Ryan said, if someone gave you $2 million you didn't have to pay back, would you politely decline? You know what, Ryan? If I needed that money, then of course I would. But if I did not need that money, no, bro. If I did not need that money, if I were being successful already, absolutely not, I wouldn't. If I needed that $2 million, you're goddamn right I'd take it. You're goddamn right. But if I were in a position where I were already financially stable and I knew what those PPP loans were supposed to be for, hell no. Hell no. And you could say, oh, whatever, Schultz, you wouldn't do that if you were in that position. Fucking watch me. I hope I have the chance to make that decision publicly someday and just be like, see, like this is how I operate, guys. I want to be successful. I'm a little greedy like everybody else, but I certainly ain't that greedy. That's ridiculous. If my business doesn't need it, no. If my business did need it, of course I would take that and I wouldn't pay it back. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Yankees matched the Giants' offer and Judge accepted it. So it sounds like Judge gave the opportunity to the Yankees to get him back after the Giants made that stupid money offer. That's pretty crazy, huh? Case Hit says, at the end of the day, man, you were the only one that did this for free like you do, bro. Everyone else tried to charge and make this score group paid and this and that, and you obviously just enjoy. You know, Case Hit, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, you're right. There were a lot of people along the way that tried to turn this into an for-profit venture, huh? Yeah, jackasses. Nice one. Not a good idea. Put yourself out there and have some fun, baby. That's all. I mean, literally, this is the Colin Cowherd way of doing things. Prep like hell and let her rip. There's really no need to do anything other than those two things, along with being myself. And if you guys don't like me, then I ain't gonna be successful at it. If you do like me, then I will. It's that simple. I don't need fees per month. I don't need to charge you to hide this like uber super secret info. No, that's going to keep people out of the hobby. What's going to bring people together and what's going to bring people into the hobby is just giving this information out. And thank you so much to this point to Ceaseless for allowing me to do that and allowing, obviously they have some marketing in mind for them. They want to promote their business and they've said that this is a great forum to do so in, and I appreciate them doing that. But, along with that, Ceaseless really seeing the vision of, hey, you know what? The everyday collector really does deserve to get cards on Target.com at retail cost and deserves an equal chance at it like everybody else. So, you know what? I appreciate them, and I appreciate Juice over at Ceaseless. Not Juice from Loot Box. It's a different Juice. Gin and Juice from Loot Box are awesome. No, but this Juice is a different guy, and he is one of the owners of the Ceaseless Discord, and I cannot thank him enough. And it is nice to see that there are a lot of other like-minded people out there, and some of them movers in the hobby. And I do think that those people will save the hobby going forward and will keep those good vibes. And other people like Run, like Hitman, like Chai City Pulls. There's so many good guys out there that really do believe that the hobby is for all. And there's some content creators that I can't stand, and I hope bottom out, but it is what it is. And I'm sure other people out there hope, Schultzy his channel dies. Like, what the fuck is that, Schultzy? Get the hell off of YouTube. Nobody cares. Case Hit 239 says, bro, just rewatch some of the videos of the past year, how lavish they were living. They didn't look like they cared. They were failing at other ventures. Case Hit, I should go back and look at that. And one thing that I am proud of, I really don't think I've ever done this YouTube channel really beyond my means. I've done it. It's a reason why I haven't just gone balls to the walls and opened every single box that comes out. It's why I've always tried to, people gave me criticism for bitching on in my Discord that I couldn't get cards at retail cost. It's like, well, it's not sustainable as a creator for me to do this if I can't get stuff at retail cost like that, if I'm having to try and be the first one on YouTube. And that's the only way to get views now, essentially, is being one of the known creators ripping a product, or being one of the first creators ripping a product on YouTube. And if you have a small channel and you're one of the first products ripped on YouTube of a specific release, you still probably won't get much play by the algorithm unless you hit big. So it's just, it takes a lot of cash and a lot of time. And there are other people that, I commend RGL for putting the time and the cash that he has into building his channel. Now it's paying back for him, and it's coming back to him. And I'm proud of him as hell, man. That is so good to see. And there are definitely really easy examples to point out of your decisions and your hard work really coming through for you, and being just an obvious kind of end game result. And there we go. Here's the ESPN 9 years 360. It is official, man. ESPN was like 10 minutes behind Twitter on that one. 15 minutes. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, good to see guys like RGL being successful, because that is what the hobby needs going forward. Ya double dip, says Dr. Thrifty. That's funny. Anthony says, it's nice to see there's still decent people in the hobby who aren't in it for the money. Yeah, Case Hit says, you see the smaller YouTube channels, they have more passion for it, bro. It's true. I mean, guys, there are different people out there that they are getting bigger, and it's frustrating to me. But all those small channels are going to get bigger someday as well, guys. You're going to see RGL, you're going to see Hitman, you're going to see Chai City Pulls, all with 100,000+ subscribers at some point. Hopefully I get there too, but the way that I genuinely, it's kind of been a little anxious for me releasing content, because it just kind of, for a bit, felt like nobody really wanted to watch what I was putting out there. And at this point, it's more so about trying to reformulate exactly what I want to put out and when, and I'm putting together a plan to do that, and just trying to figure out exactly what is the most valuable content that I can produce, whether it be product rips or, news breakdowns or whatever's going on in the hobby. But it's just, there's a reason that I haven't really gained as many subscribers in the past month or two, and it's because I have barely posted any recorded content, and that is because I see the hobby changing, and I kind of want to try to figure out what the hell I'm doing, and I want to make sure that I'm doing things correctly, and not just pushing products for companies that don't care. And if I am going to continue to do that, then I'm going to do it. I'm going to push those products, or I'm going to open those products in the exact way that I want to. And I'm going to make sure that I'm doing it the best way for me. And so that's kind of where I'm at, trying to figure it out. Sporta says, your channel will struggle because retail is now available in store. Well, see, that's the thing, Sporta. You know what, dude? I've opened more than just retail on the channel. I've opened so many hobby boxes as well. I have been here trying to help get people retail cards, but I've also been here talking sports news, talking hobby news for a year. So it really, it sucks, man. And I'm going to call people out for a little bit of their bullshit simple thinking. Well, Schultzy's just the retail guy. See, if any of the people that just kind of half watched my show fucking paid attention in the last year and a half, they would know that I'm not just the retail guy. We've been talking about values of singles. We've been talking about the hobby trajectory. We've been talking about different possible investables. We've been talking about networks, the direction of the hobby. It's so many fucking things. and sports connected daily with the hobby that to just say that I am the retail guy is so goddamn disingenuous. It is just so disingenuous. It's just not true. But because people are so dumb nowadays, unfortunately, they baseline you into, there's retail sports cards, and I came on for 5 minutes one day and saw Schultzy doing that. That's all he does. No, so that's the problem right there, motherfuckers. John Heyman's looks even worse now, Ciscato. Music Man says, Skyby, the retail guy, you're the hobby guy. I appreciate that. Ben Baker says, what's up with all the cussing today? Dang, dude. You know what, Ben? I'm being my authentic self. I made a decision this week. I was talking with a couple of hosts at the radio station I work at, 1080 The Fan here in Portland, Oregon. And, one of the things we're telling me was, you know what? When we hit the mic every time, we are us. And they can't swear on the air. We can't swear on terrestrial radio. Here, I can swear. Guys, you are getting raw, unfiltered me, okay? And if I'm trying to hold back swear words, I realized I'm trying to hold back full thoughts in my head. So I'm just going to let it out. I'm going to let it out. I'm going to let it out. Andy Mac, dude, I appreciate you, man. A $10 super chat. Bro, you are too kind. Says, I bought some select basketball about a month ago during your live stream. I scored a Luka 1-of-1. Sold it for $2K last night. Andy, that a baby. Congratulations, man. I love to hear that. See, that's why I do this live stream. That's why I do this live stream. That's awesome. Dude, congratulations, Andy Mac. Brad Selden says, we need Schultzy after dark. Well, I think you're going to get Schultzy after dark like in the mornings now, pretty much, guys. You're going to get raw and filtered Schultzy from now on. It's going to be a little bit, I don't know. You guys love the rants, and I know RGL always likes to clip the rants that I do and and make sure you all save those. It's I know people love watching those, but I must say, raw and unfiltered is, yes, even more rants coming from me. Yeah, I appreciate you, Andy. Yeah, Anthony says, don't listen to the haters. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, Cody, oh my God, you're so right, man. To quote Ron White, Cody Eklund says, just remember, you can't fix stupid. That's a Ron White quote. You cannot fix stupid. What's going on, Jeff Peony? Says, hey, Schulte, is 2022 Chrome Update Baseball worth buying and holding on to? You know, Jeff, I was initially saying absolutely hands down. However, I was told that there is actually a hobby version of Chrome Update this year. So let's see exactly what comes out of those boxes first. If there's a guaranteed auto and hobby, I might tell you to skip the megas and go towards the hobby for Chrome Update. But we got to figure that out coming up here in a week. I think that's released on December 14th. So we'll know here soon. Unfortunately, I do not have a perfect answer for you on that one yet. I apologize. What's going on, Seth? So, Schultzy, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Seth. I love it that you're here, man. Walt Jones has caught one of your streams last year, and that's what got me back into the hobby. Keep doing you. Walt, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you very much. And guys, I am so excited to announce the upcoming changes to the channel here pretty soon. In the process still of some negotiations. But guys, I guess I can't say it fully, but I will just tease it a little bit, guys. A partnership is coming here on the channel. And it is going to be with one of the biggest names in the hobby. And no, it's not Fanatics. All right? No, it's not Fanatics. It's not Whatnot. I'm already partnered up with Drip. So no, I'm actually exclusive to Drip. But there is some collab action coming here on Schultzy's card pulls, and so excited to get that announced soon. I heard no guaranteed auto from Update Hobby, says Lucky Peter Card Collector. Hope it's not true, man. I hope that's not true either, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. And at that point, I guess I would tell people to go for the cheaper Chrome Update Mega Box to hold on to. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Jeff. I appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. Dr. Thrifty says PPP portraying a business to receive the funds when it does not exist. Potential misuse of the PPP funds and luxury items. Bonuses for executives' personal expenses or other purposes that are not approved, says Dr. Thrifty. Yeah, that's I think what people are wondering is going on in situations where people took PPP loans out for companies but were out still living very lavish lifestyles. I think that is a question to be asked, and I think a very, very valid question to be asked of Jeff Wilson of Sports Card Investors in this situation right now is the loans that he took out for the marketing company that is his. Did he take a salary from those loans? And if he did, I think we have our answer as to, like, was this shady behavior going on or not? Because you can go look on, I believe the channel is called Uhu here on YouTube. It's like UHU, Uhu. Go check it out. A really good video breaking down. This guy works in marketing, breaking down, how much he had starting out salary in marketing, which was like a $36,000 digital marketing job at his company. And then trying to break down exactly like why a company would need a PPP loan like that and why it's suspicious, or at least there's some questions having to be answered that like a digital marketing company that employs 50 plus people has minimum salaries listed of $100,000 for all of those people. There are questions to be answered. Maybe they are just a generous business owner that pays every single person working for them $100,000 plus. I need to go work at that fucking company. Holy shit. Chet Manley says, Schultzy B, you're funny. Seth says, partnership. Oh, baby. Fire Sauce says, hopefully not CC2 either. Card Collector 2. I've been hearing the same. Alex talking about hearing the same. What are you talking about? You hear the same about, man. I hate when I miss the chat and people are responding and I can't know exactly what they're responding to. I apologize there. But yeah, so just some questions to be answered there. And there really are some different valid points to be at least confirmed from the end of people taking PPP loans and then going out and living well. It's not conducive. It just doesn't equal. Oh, this company's struggling. We need to meet our payroll. You can't go out and take sexy vacations at that point. You just can't. Yeah, biggest digital marketing boom in a decade during the pandemic. Exactly, says Dr. Thrifty. Yeah, so it's just hard to believe that a company in a niche that does super, super well like digital marketing struggled so bad where they need an extra $1 million loan. And once again, great question posed on that YouTube video by, I believe it was Uhu, UHU, here on YouTube. Was Jeff Wilson drawing his salary from the marketing company that the PP loans went to? Yes or no? It's a good question. Yeah, Frankie, I appreciate you. 715 says, judge to the Yankees, 360 mil, 9 years, 360 mil. Appreciate you, Frankie, for breaking that. I guess before we go, guys, we can get your reaction on that. Are you surprised? Are you happy? Do you think Aaron Judge made the right decision? $360 million over 9 years, I think is going to be an overpayment. I don't think he's going to be hitting the same amount of home runs he's going to be hitting now in 8-9 years. I don't think he's going to be near the same player, but that's what you do. You overpay for these guys. We're going, though, from $250 million contracts to $350 and $400 million contracts. Is this an overpay of Aaron Judge? Yes or no? Mr. Hutch says, what will piss you off more is the business that took PPP loans is all public info. Hell, even Amazon took PPP loans. Check it out. Oh, I hear you, man. No, and that's the thing. It's not just the card companies that have successful businesses going on. Any successful business during the pandemic that took a PPP loan out is just absolutely insane to me. Amazon, I mean, I think actually it makes... See, there's logistics involved with Amazon, and it actually might make a little more sense because Amazon is... I feel like Amazon is actually using their services in different ways and actually is connected with like different essential services. Not in all locations, but in some locations. Like Amazon at like a level for employees and people working there sucks. I think that's pretty obvious that people, that have worked there in the past come out with the horror stories, and we see just, multiple times of stories being told of how how crappy they treat their employees. It's been documented many times out there, frustrating as hell. But they do, I feel like they do a lot, and I'm not as concerned about a company like Amazon taking a PPP loan, because I feel like they are doing something for the government still. You know, that they are offering services to the government at that point. Firesauce 614 says, don't defend Amazon. It's not that I'm defending Amazon, brother. It's that those companies, I mean, obviously those biggest companies in the world do not need cash. I get that, okay? Hands down, far and above, okay? I get it. But what I'm saying is those companies, very, very big like that, operate like, kind of like a group of smaller companies sometimes, and it's not necessarily conducive to business like we were talking about earlier, where one LLC in that company can just take money from its profit center and then hand money to the other, you know, business in that. It's all stupid business crap. And I'm not trying to defend Amazon, Yamios. I hear the frustration there, but what I'm saying is there are companies that I do think, like Nike's not offering value to the government. Amazon actually has, you know, web servers out there that need to be on all the time for people. They are offering critical services. Like Nike is not offering anything critical. If it weren't for Amazon during the pandemic, some people wouldn't have gotten shit to their houses that they needed. And I don't think we can say that about any sports card company or Nike or, you know, or any company like Nordstrom, that there's so many things that we needed during the pandemic. Amazon, as bad as they are, was one of the things we needed during the pandemic. So you just can't get as mad about them getting a PPP loan as you do just a huge company that's literally making money from people's extra expenses. Any money that they would spend on vacations, any money they spend on going to do things with the family, essentially that's going into collectibles, activities online, digital marketing, that kind of stuff. So it's just, I'm not trying to pump Amazon up. What I'm saying is it's a little bit more complicated with a company like that. But when you see a niche business in a very successful niche during the pandemic grabbing money, it's like, what? I thought this was for companies that could not pay their employees, that were losing money. And to that point, Yamias, you're probably right. If Amazon wasn't losing any money, and they probably weren't, they didn't need it. So to that point and to that level, you're right, and I agree with you, man. I agree with you there. So I think on a certain point, like a certain level, you are correct, brother. But there are different needs that we had, and there were big companies out there with their huge infrastructures already in place and honestly necessary to our lives. Otherwise, it would have been a lot harder for people during the pandemic. But I hear what you're saying, Yamios. Jake's Toast to Schultz. I work nights to get off at 2:30 a.m. and got to get to sleep. I'm subbed now. We'll be watching more content. I like your vibes. Jakes, I appreciate you, man. Jake's Toe, thank you so much, brother. Dr. Thrifty said, if Jeff has none of the hide, then he has nothing to worry about. But I'm tuning in just because I don't trust it. It's easy. Just going to attach SCR video to an email. That's funny, man. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about putting some content out there as well. And then as soon as I do, everybody's going to be like, oh, you're just like Sports Card Radio. You're trying to be like them. It's like, whatever. I mean, they've been around for a long time in the hobby. I've only been around for a couple of years, but I've got a lot of journalistic instincts that I feel like I could use and add to this whole debate and, I don't know, whatever you want to call it going on, like really shitty or shady situation. Yeah, Eddie Castaneda, what's going on? Says you talk about the PPP loans already. Guys, we're living the dream with those in the hobby. We talked about those a little bit, Eddie. We're probably going to be back on tomorrow talking a little bit more about this stuff, but we've been on for almost a couple hours now. We're getting close to about 9 a.m. East Coast time, just about 6 p.m. Pacific time, 5:53 East Coast time. Yeah, trying this out a little bit longer, and it's been a fun one this morning. Having a good time hanging out, talking about the hobby, but we are going to let you all go. No sports card restock today. Our sports card restocks over on Target.com, they are going to be stopping soon as far as like early mornings go. I guarantee that. Hoping we score some Chrome update after the pre-orders already sold out, and hoping to see some select football megas, select basketball megas, optic basketball megas as well in January. Some mosaic basketball for 21-22. After that, guys, Target's done. And we're going to have no use for them. So, bye. Anyways, all right, appreciate y'all. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow trying to get some content up, but I got a big old channel announcement coming soon. And like I said, you know what? Whatever I found out last week, if you guys knew, you would be astounded. And genuinely, the hobby would flip upside down if this were public information. I want to try and prove it first before I put it out there. So I appreciate you. Select football mega boxes. WTF, says Michael. Jason Ward says PPP. We're to cover that Will Greer collection. You guys are awesome. All right. Appreciate y'all. We're going to get on out of here and let y'all, we'll check the target tracker one more time, but not seeing any sports cards popping up on the monitors this morning from Ceaseless or on Target themselves. So we'll let y'all go and either be back next week or bright and early tomorrow. Announcement about a huge collab on the channel coming soon. So excited for that. And we still have some drip streams coming up this month and some content coming your way before Christmas as well. Appreciate y'all. Yes, Jason Ward. Good reminder. Walmart is tonight. Should be around 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. Not sure what we're going to see, but we will have links in the Discord available for products that will be dropped at 6 p.m. Pacific time tonight. If y'all are looking for cards from Walmart.com. Appreciate y'all. Gotta pick the wifey up from the airport later on today. Oh, I gotta take Pikachu, guys. Well wishes for Pikachu, y'all. He's getting his teeth cleaned today. Cats hate it when they get their teeth messed with, so they gotta put him under for that. So yeah, love it on Pikachu today. I had to take their food bowls away, Pikachu and Eevee's, last night, and I think they are a little pissy about it. So they were fighting outside of my door here a few minutes ago, and yeah, just thinking of Pika. And one thing I want to talk about tomorrow, guys, Bol has absolutely opened it up in the NBA. Former Oregon Duck, son, of course, of Manute Bol, rest in peace, former NBA, one of the tallest guys of all time. I think behind George Murison, Murison was like 7'8", and Manute was 7'7" or 7'6" or something like that. But anyways, his son, Bol, becoming a star before our eyes or not. We can talk about that tomorrow, as well as the direction of the hobby, and kind of makes you wonder, like with Bol emerging as a star, why predicting any value on any rookie is actually a good idea. But we'll get into that tomorrow. Appreciate you guys.